Hey yo, it's time to roar, get loud, let's ignite. Jeremy B in the house, we keeping it tight. Every weekday at 11, we ready to ride. Lions Talk Live, come and join the pride. Waking up early, it's that morning grind. Tune in to the show, leave the troubles behind. Jeremy B's the king, with the voice like thunder. Every word he spits, it's a lyrical wonder. Got the lions around, sharp and fierce. When we hear one pride, you can't help but feel your heart pierce. Talking all the topics, keep it real, keep it raw. With a lion's mentality, we're ready for the roar. One pride, it feels right. Jeremy B bringing the heat, morning light. Every weekday at 11 we taking flight. Lions Talk Alive, yeah, we ready to bite. One pride, hear us loud. Jeremy's in the zone, making us proud.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
All right. Good afternoon. It is Lions Talk with Smoke and Jeremy B. Noon Eastern, 11 Central, 10 Mountain, 9 Pacific. Holy crap, I got it right. Bill T's in the house. What's up, brother? So, what are your football questions today? Because this is an Ask the Host day, because the only thing that I've seen is in that last. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, I got a visitor. I got to make her say hi. Everyone, this is Miss Penny. Mom owns her, but she claims me. Ain't you? Yes, it's my girl. Okay, let's see daddy. One. Let's see daddy. Hey, let's see daddy. One. Get out. I'm not sure. I didn't. When he was up against bad teams, he was really good in college. When he was up against good teams, they hid him and made him hand the ball off. If he's able to be a game manager and connect the short passes he couldn't connect in college, yeah. Do you think the Vikings will regret signing Darnold? You mean not signing him? Yes, I do. I think he should have been there another year. My argument on the last show about Trey Hendrickson was great. Oh, and about how he's getting older and that the fact that his production is going to start to dip. And if he was on a different team, he probably wouldn't do as well. But if he gets to the right team that has all the right pieces around him, he would be dominant still for at least another 2 years. Is it that type? Which team do you think will live dead last in the NFC North? Amen, Joseph Austin. I think it's a battle between the Bears and Vikings. If the Bears are as good as we think they are, they should be able to get over. Ricky Seacott, yes. Because if you remember right, while he was throwing those 27, he had 27 to 35 completions against the bad team, throwing the ball 45 times. And that's because we were running the ball still decent, but Blake Corum wasn't back from his injury the year before yet, from in the playoffs versus TCU. So they had to use J.J. Moore against the bad team. And he tore him up because he was hitting everything from 10 to 20 yards downfield. Everything short was what he missed. Swing passes, screens, bubble screens to tight ends, wide receivers, and running backs. Because a lot of people have gotten that $35 and $40 million contract, and that's what he wants. And he just watched Jamar Chase get $40 million last year and T. Higgins get 35 this year, when he's the reason they won games, not T. Higgins. T. Higgins had a down year from the year before. Good news on the Lions camp, though, is Malik Williams is impressing DJ Reader. In practice this week, he said he didn't look, it was like watching Aleem out there. And that's high praise. but I heard the asking price is too high. It isn't a second and a fifth. Right. He throws it like a bullet. He's like young Matt Stafford. If you remember Joseph Austin. Remember, if it was less than 5 yards and somebody tried to catch it, they'd break their hands on the Lions team when Matt was around. Um, we had we have one more to go. All we have left to sign is Tate Radledge because Malik Williams signed his contract 3 days ago, Bill T. So all we got left to do is sign him. There's gonna be more cuts because as people underperform, they won't be here. No, they can't. That's the problem because they just gave that money to T. Higgins. And people that say we have 43 million, remember all these rookie caps? I do. Andre Ware as well. Yeah, that's what was wrong with Andre Ware. Joey Harrington had great touch. He just didn't have a deep ball or a good football mind when we had him because he got screwed up by the coaching staff. Oh, let's give him Morningweg. Oh, let's give him Mariucci. Oh, let's give him Marinelli. Coupled with Matt Millen, I called it the M&M decade of despair. Every coach had an M in their last name. Holy shit, that guy was stupid. And when he was coaching for us, I called him Moronelli because he did a lot of moronic things. What was funny is Marinelli, which was the last one of those coaches, he used to start after every game with the injury report. And I remember the good year we had when Jim Caldwell was first hired. And it was, did any of your great cornerbacks leave last season? Oh, they weren't great, but CD3 left. He's now a Patriot with you. And Kendall Vildor is gone. He's at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Thank God. Amik is back and healthy. Ready for it to snow at the lake. Yeah, I know. Isn't it crazy? Last week we had 80s, and this week we're freezing. So, how was everybody's week? We lost two great people this week that I know of. George went, and trying to think of the other one that we just gave the moment of silence to Wednesday night. Oh yeah, Jim Irsay. While he was a horrible owner, he was a great person. I want to make that abundantly clear. People try to forget what William Clay Ford did for the city of Detroit. I think Gibbs is going to be the number one, and Monty will be the two. We're going to keep him for more short yardage situations. That's my opinion. When you got a guy that averages 4.7 yards per carry and another guy that averages 7.2, I'm going to turn the 7.2 yard into my bell cow. He's going to be the guy that gets the ball first. Notice when in that Washington game, when they switched to letting Jahmyr Gibbs run, we were better. couldn't get it going. And I think mentally he wasn't ready to come back from the injury. I think that had a lot to do with it. Jim Irsay collection, guy bought bullshit. Feel like I would do the same. It's going to be Johnny Martin. Dan Campbell's not calling the playbook. He's just the one that's going to decide when we go for it on fourth down. And every year he's dropped it by 2 to 4%. I think that's a very important thing for everybody to realize. So I think the fourth down plays stay. I think a little bit of the trick plays disappear. Johnny Morton is a run first. We saw that with Denver last year. Yep. 1,400. I don't know. We have too many mouths to feed. If he gets 1,000 or better, it's another good year. That's all we need. I think St. Brown is going to get the bulk of the touches still. He's the one that gets the 1,300 and 1,200 and 1,400. I think JMO's going to be closer to that 1,000, 1,100 mark. That's just my opinion. I think Tesla and Patrick will combine for almost 1,000 yards. And then splash in Laporta for another 700 to 1,000 yards. We might have 5,000 yards passing without throwing it 50 times. Oh, Ricky Scott. So let's do it for him. 1, 2, 3. I said 12-5, but I said there's a chance it'll be 13-4. And I think that the worst case scenario will be 10-7. Oh yeah, he is a blocking machine. I like that kid. Let me get that name again. No, I got it wrote down here. And I said Freakscorn would not make this roster, and he would. Zach Horton. Zach Horton blocks like nobody's business. He might be the replacement for our third guy behind Brock Wright, Zylstra. because he's that same build. He's a big red zone target and blocks. Zylstra doesn't block that good. We got Brock Wright that blocks good. Sam Laporta's decent. This kid blocks better than both of them. So I think that's going to make Zylstra the odd man out. Yeah, 2 years ago. I remember. Other than that, there isn't a jack shit going on in the NFL. Ben's office is tight end friendly. That's why they drafted two, because they only had one on the roster in Cole Kmet. They had 10 the previous 10 2 years ago and 9 last year, and they went to one, Cole Kmet. Why? Because they put all their money in his basket. I can't wait to see how we react to Ben Johnson walking in as coach of the Chicago Bears in week 2. That's the game I want to see. I guarantee you the boos are going to be louder than they were for Matt Stafford because of how that whole thing went down versus Washington. But we do have the Lions Fan Cave chat tonight at 9 p.m. I hope to see Ricky Seacott, Dan Leonard. That's right, buggers. Listen up. You're getting your invites right here live. Cameron Luke, Keegan if he's available. Will the BCP Vogel, also known as the Butt Chin Padawan. And maybe a couple more. I don't think so either. Clowney's washed. If you can't make the Panthers roster, sounds like Rodgers retiring because Tomlin already said that's not his plan. I don't see yet. Only one that might take the bait is the Saints. They need somebody. I think Ben going to Chicago was the first wrong choice, and many to come. I hope. I do too. We might be calling it early today. I mean, I like the questions and everything, but it's been a long week, and I have not slept well. I don't know why. Can't get comfortable. Can't relax. Think I'm going third crazy, but that's okay. Yep, and I'll be the first to admit it. Sanders so far through what they've done at the camps in Cleveland has been the best quarterback this offseason. And it boggles my mind to say that. I didn't think he was that good. Yeah, I was too, because they had their mini camp last week. But Flacco's rusty. Um, what's weird is it's the same playbook, and he was failing, and it doesn't make sense to me that you're only 1 year removed from a team, and you're making those type of mistakes he was making. I heard that he had 5 interceptions the first day of the voluntary minicamp. Like famous Jameis never left. And our little QB, the camp invite out of Eastern Michigan, has been doing quite well. It looks like he's going to beat out the Allen kid, Kyle Allen. Um, I think he'll be fine. I think he needs to learn the playbook. He only switched once. He wasn't like Bo Nix. He didn't go from one place to the other and get better every year or have a different offensive coordinator every year. He went from one program to another one that was exactly like what he left. So that's why he looked good there. But let's go talk about those pesky three teams that are in the division that nobody likes. Maybe, Brent. It looks like the Pittsburgh Steelers off the table. The only shot he's got probably is the Saints now, unless the Vikings decide he's better than JJ. Well, let's get these pesky ones out of the way. Let's start at the top. They can get SJB. FDP. Fuck the back. And fuck the Bears. Ciao, Bears. It'll never sound as good as when George Wendt did it on Saturday Night Live. That was one of the best skits ever. Rest in peace, George Wendt. And rest in peace, dear America. Yeah, there isn't much news out there, so I am going to have a short one today. I'm going to do a 30-minute show. I appreciate everybody coming in the chat. You guys are amazing. You give me something to talk about when there's nothing to talk about. I like talking about other teams too. And everybody has pretty much said I do a pretty good job of looking at what the other teams have. Yeah, it does. Shayma, I think he does. I think he can. Yeah, I like that kid. I didn't like him early, though. I would have liked him a little later, but I understood why you had to take him when you did. And as always, try every day to be a better person than you were the day before. That's the only way to make the world a better place. It starts right here. Much love to everybody in the chat. Unless you're talking to your rival fan bases, then.
Yeah, yo, it's game time, ain't no messing around. Huddle Sports Network, the best in town. From NFL rumors to the latest trends, we got all your sports, just tune in, my friends. Catch us on Roku, Fire Stick, take your pick. Facebook, YouTube, where the action's slick. Daily shows that drop like a bomb. From 10 to 11, it's Ken and Ken, stay calm. Huddle up, catch the vibe, feel the rush. Get your news, get your fills in the clutch. Over 27 podcasts, we breaking it down. Join the team, Huddle Sports, wear the crown. Live every weekday, it's how we roll. Lions Talk with Jeremy B, we taking a stroll. From 11 to 12, don't miss a beat. We break down the game, make the info sweet. The Daily Huddle Podcast, noon to 1. CST Zone, we're just having fun. Toss your doubts, we bring the facts. Tune into the Huddle.